Imagine this. A vibrant, confident young woman walks into a crowded room. Eyes turn to her, but she's not looking for the attention of men her age. She's drawn to someone else, a man twice her age, with streaks of gray in his hair and an air of quiet authority. What is it about him that captivates her? What makes her reject the advances of her peers, men who seem to have everything in common with her, and instead choose someone whose life experiences stretch decades beyond her own? What if the reasons behind this choice weren't what you think? What if they were deeper, more emotional, and yes, more scandalous than you ever imagined? From emotional security to rebellion, from breaking societal norms to finding an undeniable connection, the reasons are as complex as they are shocking. And here's the twist. Nearly 40% of women in their 20s admit to being drawn to men 20 years older. But why? What is it that older men offer that younger ones can't? What unspoken truths lie at the heart of these relationships? Stay with me, because we're about to uncover the 8 scandalous reasons young women are defying expectations, breaking the rules, and chasing something that challenges everything you thought you knew about love, relationships, and attraction. By the time this story unfolds, you'll see these relationships in a way you never have before, and maybe even question what you believed about your own. What drives a young woman in her prime to reject her peers and choose an older man instead? Think about it. What compels someone to look beyond the obvious, to navigate a path that challenges expectations and invites judgment? The reasons might shock you, but they're deeply rooted in something universal, something we all seek. Consider this. Nearly 40% of women in their 20s admit to being attracted to men 20 years older. That's not a fluke statistic. It's a trend, a pulse of something unspoken. What is it that draws them? Is it the allure of wisdom, the steady hand of experience? Or could it be something more hidden, something darker, perhaps even forbidden? Today, we're delving into the heart of this phenomenon, peeling back the layers of psychology, societal pressures, and the raw, unfiltered emotions that underpin these choices. From the comfort of emotional security to desires that defy societal norms, we'll uncover 8 key reasons that shape this controversial trend. By the end of this journey, you won't just understand why this happens, you'll feel the depth of it. You'll see the humanity in the choices, the courage it takes to defy convention, and the complexities that make these relationships both beautiful and precarious. We'll approach this with balance, combining expert insights, real-life stories that will tug at your heartstrings, and a cultural lens to frame the broader context. This isn't just about curiosity, it's about understanding what it means to seek connection in ways that challenge the norm. And along the way, you might discover something about yourself too. Let's begin. What drives a young woman to choose an older man over her peers? It's a question that sparks curiosity and debate, touching on themes of love, stability, rebellion, and sometimes even scandal. It's not just a fleeting attraction. For many, it's a deeply rooted choice shaped by emotions, society, and personal experiences. These relationships, often misunderstood, are far more layered than they appear. To understand, we must delve deeper into the hearts of those who make these choices and the reasons that draw them together. Older men bring a sense of emotional security that younger peers may lack. Imagine a woman in her 20s navigating a chaotic world filled with uncertainty. Her career is in its infancy, her friendships are evolving, and her understanding of herself is still a work in progress. Amidst this turbulence, she meets someone steady, a calming presence in a storm. Older men often carry the weight of experience, having faced life's trials and emerged with wisdom. For someone craving stability, this can feel like finding solid ground in shifting sands. Take Sarah, for example. At 25, she was caught in the whirlwind of a demanding job and a series of unsteady relationships with men her age. They were fun, spontaneous, but often unreliable, emotionally unavailable, or consumed by their own insecurities. Then she met Daniel, a man 20 years her senior. He wasn't just older, he was composed, attentive, and emotionally grounded. For the first time, Sarah felt truly seen, her emotions acknowledged without judgment. He listened to her dreams and fears, not with fleeting interest, but with genuine care. It was like breathing fresh air after being stifled for so long, she said. For Sarah, Daniel offered a stability that her peers couldn't. But stability isn't the only draw. Financial security, though often maligned as a shallow motive, can't be ignored. Younger women often find themselves grappling with the uncertainties of starting a career, saddled with student loans, or figuring out their place in the world. Older men, having established themselves professionally, offer a sense of financial independence that can be profoundly appealing, not because it's about luxury or material gain, but because it represents freedom from stress. Consider the numbers. Studies show that men in their 40s and 50s typically earn significantly more than those in their 20s. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a reflection of experience, seniority, and financial growth over time. When Emma, a 28-year-old graphic designer, began dating Tom, a 50-year-old architect, she was upfront about the comfort his financial stability brought her. It wasn't about gold digging, it was about the peace of mind that came from being with someone who wasn't constantly worrying about making ends meet. For Emma, that stability wasn't just financial, it was emotional too. Beyond security, emotional or financial, there's the allure of life experience and wisdom. Older men often carry a depth of knowledge, a wealth of stories, and a perspective shaped by years of living. They've been through the highs and lows, seen the world change, and have learned from their mistakes. For a younger woman, this can be magnetic. It's not just about intellectual stimulation. It's about feeling mentored, inspired, and guided. History is filled with famous couples whose age gaps were as notable as their love stories. Think of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Their chemistry undeniable, their bond forged through mutual respect and admiration. Or George and Amal Clooney, whose relationship radiates intellectual compatibility and shared values despite their age difference. These stories aren't anomalies. They reflect a truth about how wisdom and experience can draw people together. Yet not all relationships are born from admiration alone. For some, dating an older man is a form of rebellion, a way to defy societal norms or escape familial expectations. When Maria fell for Alex, a man twice her age, her friends and family were quick to voice their disapproval. What could you possibly have in common with someone so much older, they asked. But for Maria, that was part of the appeal. Her relationship with Alex wasn't just about love. It was about asserting her independence, proving that her choices were her own. For her, it wasn't defiance for its own sake, but a declaration of autonomy. Of course, the dynamics in these relationships can be complicated. Power imbalances are a frequent topic of discussion and critique. Does the older partner hold an undue influence over the younger? Are these relationships inherently unequal? These are valid questions, and the answers aren't always clear-cut. Experts suggest that while some power imbalances can be detrimental, others can foster growth and mutual respect depending on the individuals involved. For Rachel, dating Mark wasn't about control, it was about partnership. Mark never made her feel small or inferior. Instead, he encouraged her to grow, to voice her opinions, and to challenge him when necessary. Their dynamic was one of equals, despite their age difference. For many young women, the choice to date older men is also about escaping the immaturity of their peers. They're tired of the drama, the lack of direction, and the emotional games. In an older partner, they find someone who knows what they want, who communicates openly, and who values stability over fleeting excitement. Jessica, at 26, described her relationships with men her age as a series of question marks. Then she met Liam, 45, and everything changed. For the first time, I wasn't guessing how he felt or where we stood, she said. It was refreshing, like I'd been treading water and finally found solid ground. Media and culture also play a role in shaping these dynamics. From classic films to contemporary TV shows, relationships with older men have often been romanticized. Think of the enduring appeal of characters like Mr. Darcy or Don Draper, men whose age and experience make them compelling, mysterious, and desirable. These portrayals can reinforce the idea that older men represent a kind of ideal, a partner who is both strong and sensitive, worldly and grounded. Yet at the heart of it all, there's something far simpler: genuine love and connection. Not all relationships with older men are about stability, rebellion, or societal influences. Some are simply about two people who find each other, who fit together in ways that transcend age. For Leah and James, the 25-year gap between them was irrelevant. What mattered was their shared love of music, their matching senses of humor, and the way they made each other feel. When we're together, Leah said, I don't see his age, and he doesn't see mine. We just see each other. Ultimately, these relationships are as diverse as the people in them. They challenge norms, provoke discussion, and often defy easy categorization. But at their core, they're about connection, the need to be seen, understood, and loved. For some, that connection is found in someone their own age. For others, it's in someone older, someone who brings stability, wisdom, and a sense of peace. It's not about the number of years between them. It's about the depth of the bond they share. These relationships, a young woman with an older man, have sparked debates for decades. But when we look past the surface, what do they truly reveal about the people involved and the world they inhabit? Let's reflect on the reasons we've explored and the deeper meanings behind them. Older men often provide emotional security, a stability that younger peers may struggle to offer. For many young women, navigating the uncertainties of early adulthood, this can feel like an anchor in turbulent waters. Financial stability, too, plays a role, though it's often misunderstood or dismissed as superficial. For some, it's not about materialism, but the reassurance that comes from a partner who has already weathered life's financial storms. Then there's life experience and wisdom, an alluring depth that speaks to the heart and mind. These relationships can offer mentorship, intellectual stimulation, and a perspective that feels refreshing compared to the often chaotic and experimental nature of younger partnerships. Yet, they can also be a form of rebellion, a way to assert independence, challenge societal norms, or escape familial pressures. Power dynamics are a more delicate thread woven into these connections. Critics point to the potential for imbalance, while proponents see opportunities for mutual growth and understanding. And for some women, the choice to date older men is about escaping the immaturity of their peers, trading fleeting excitement for grounded, intentional relationships. Our culture and media have undeniably shaped perceptions of these dynamics. From classic novels to modern films, the older man and younger woman trope has been romanticized and critiqued in equal measure. But at the heart of it all lies genuine love and connection, proof that for some, age is merely a number when true compatibility and respect are present. So what do we take from this? Are these relationships a reflection of personal freedom, where individuals are unbound by societal expectations, choosing partners who truly resonate with them? Or do they, as some critics argue, reinforce old stereotypes and power imbalances? It's not a question with a single answer, and perhaps that's the point. These relationships are as varied and complex as the people in them. Now, it's your turn. What do you think about these reasons? Have you or someone you know experienced a similar relationship? The beauty of discussions like these lies in their ability to challenge assumptions and broaden perspectives. If this exploration resonated with you, don't stop here. Join us for our next deep dive, where we'll unravel the psychology behind age gap relationships and hear from the voices of those who have lived these stories. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Your engagement, likes, shares, and comments not only supports our channel, but also fosters a community that thrives on curiosity, understanding, and connection. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you as part of our growing family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with our latest content. And if you have a story, question, or concern you'd like addressed, reach out to us. Your voice matters, and your experience could inspire and educate countless others in our community. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for being open to the complexities of human connection.